then let me quickly just go online here because they're looking for you all over in the stories as well. Guys, guess who's here? We are filming about 3-4 episodes for you because it's been a minute. Christina has been so busy, but she's here today and we are filming for you. Do we live? Do we love? Look at Christina giving us all kinds of fabulosity, my darling. Yes. All right, you're going to enjoy it. And guess what? The first episode we are going to now discuss Dwyane Wade. How he talked about it was his house. We're going to revisit everything. You do not want to miss this episode. And I am so happy that Christina is here because I want her to have her own opinion. Yeah. And we are disagreeing already. I love you. Mwah. Bye. Oh, perfect. That's it. Okay. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you guys are so very welcome indeed. Look who is here. Bestie. Christina!
Missed Fumi Nation. Missed you. So happy to be back.
So happy. Christina, you look absolutely fabulous.
Thank you.
I live for you. How are the girls?
They're fantastic.
Christina has twins, 14-year-old, an almost 29-year-old, and 2 14-year-olds.
And I'll be 52 in December.
Can you believe it? And I'm 54. I just feel as if
I'm just starting.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
like totally just starting.
Yeah.
Like totally just starting. Before we jump off, we are going to have our weight loss transition episode in our 50s.
Yes.
I think it's really important. For my 50-year-old sisters, we also want to talk about menopause.
Yes.
I haven't gone through it yet.
No.
I still have my period. But I said that I have my sisters, Jenny, Bev,
Yeah.
and we're going to have that episode too. Because I'm 54 and I'm really proud of my years. I've earned every single year.
Yeah.
I've earned it. And when my gray hair pops out, I'm going to keep that too. Because I've earned it.
You see, we are all different. My period has been 2 years now stopped.
I was nervous because I was thinking to myself, when will it stop? Because I was still deciding. Because a lot of you have told me in the comments that I should get busy and give Adrian a sister.
A sister.
And I said 54, pregnant. Are you kidding me?
No.
But they said, no, Fums, you can do it. I love Fumi Nation. Okay, Christina, this is a very interesting episode. I love that.
Thank you.
I love it.
It's from Omotola.
I love it. Fumi Nation and I have been kind of sort of at it, and I feel a little bit sad because I'm watching out for them.
Right.
You understand me? But I think they're seeing things differently. So I really want you to give it to me as is. Okay? All right. What happened? Let me start from the tippy. There's a beautiful woman called Ebony K. Williams. I did not know or see of her up until she kind of went viral, where she had an interview with Iyanla Vincent. I personally feel Iyanla gaslit her because Ebony is a lawyer. She's very well accomplished and she's a millionaire.
Right.
She was even on The Real Housewives of New York.
Oh.
She's 40, the same age I was when I got married.
Yes.
And she's looking for love.
So she has no one, basically.
She has no one,
right.
Yes. Iyanla Vincent now asked her, would she marry a bus driver? And she said, if he owned the bus.
Meaning if he owned the bus company or...
Yes, bus company
whatever,
at least level, because this is where she is at.
Prominent.
I now said that she could easily marry a bus driver.
Yeah.
And I was also referring to Fumi Nation.
Right.
Not every girl is going to marry a millionaire.
No.
They are few and far between.
Yeah.
On top of which, where I was coming from, and maybe I didn't express myself properly, Ebony is already a millionaire.
Yeah.
She already got the money. So she's not looking at the money. You understand? She's looking for love.
Yeah.
And you can find love in all kinds of places. Yeah. But they said for me, no, it has to be on the same level. You understand me? A bus driver, and I can understand.
Interesting, yeah.
You understand me? And I can understand. My point also, which I didn't add to it, she has money. If she's looking for love, she will have to open up her search pool.
Yeah.
Because she does not need a guy who already has money. She is already in that circuit where there are millionaires.
Yeah.
But she's still looking for love. So that means that she has to open up
Yeah.
her pool. If it's not because a lot of them were saying, Fumi, that she should marry a guy like her, like this, like
But
that.
I'm sure she's dated men like her already.
And it hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked.
Hence why.
Open up.
Yeah.
I still say that it was wrong for Yanla to use bus drivers. That, I think, was a trigger, because at the end of the day, she was looking at it that he has to be on my level.
But that's
you can't
kind of
marry bus
putting
driver.
them down as well.
But it was Yanla that did that. It wasn't Ebony.
It wasn't Ebony.
Ebony
Okay.
answered the question, but Ebony wasn't prepared. This was a class I did out in California, and it was
Right.
acting 101. How you respond to press. I wouldn't have answered. I would have said, I don't understand the question. Okay, you answer that. That is what I would have said.
So you turn it back on her.
I would have turned it back on her so that I have time to think about it.
Yeah.
Because in these internet, social media, sensitive streets, everybody's sensitive.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm
Very
saying?
much so.
There was somebody who came and she was very upset with me. I think her husband was a bus driver.
Right.
And she was like, oh, Fumi, you're saying that bus drivers should have more ambition and more this. That wasn't what I was saying. What I was saying was that Ebony can find a bus driver that she could bring up to her level.
Very
because
true.
there's no way
I agree with
she
that.
can, because she can buy $100,000
Yep.
dress,
Yep.
and he doesn't even make that in a year.
No,
So
no.
it's a situation where you bring brother up.
Yeah.
If you find that he's A, B, and
Support
C,
him.
supportive. On
Yeah.
top of which, I heard out in the streets, there are some doctors who cannot get a job, and they're taking jobs as a bus driver.
They are.
Is it bus driver that is taking the job because this is what he can do for now? Now, I'm going to stop there because I haven't brought this up, but Christina knows. Yeah?
Right.
When I met Ula, I relocated. I left everything I knew. I left my car, my house, everything out in Cali. I left everything, and I came out to Norway. Ula provided every single thing.
Can I ask you a question? Did Ula have a problem with that?
Absolutely not. He said it from the day one. He said, I'll take care of you.
Okay.
And he never, ever, ever told me, this is his house, this is his that, this
He
is
never
that.
brought it up, never made you feel uncomfortable.
Till today, he has. As a matter of fact, he added me to his account from gate.
Straight away.
We've always had the same account from the gate. Yeah. And he provided everything for me. He did, because it's a point that they were bringing up.
Yes.
That Fumi, we want a man that provides for us, does this for us, does that for us, so on and so forth. Ula and I talked a lot before we got married. It's so important.
Communication.
Communication is key. Anyway, he provided everything for me for years. I went to school, I learned Norwegian. I was doing my acting, I was doing all of that. Dare I say that if Ula was in California when I was struggling, having my job as well as trying to be an actress, I would have made it. As you very well know, Ula does everything when it comes, you understand me, to my filming or whatever. We have filmed 970 episodes. And
that's excluding
the ones that didn't make the cut. Yeah? But I worked throughout. I didn't sit at home and do nothing. I constantly worked, constantly hustled.
Yeah.
Constantly. That is how this channel is what it is. Ula would never have provided and done everything for me if I just sat at home and did nothing.
Very true.
He saw, because we talked about it, and he saw me always grind. Christina can tell you, I work all shifts.
24/7.
I sleep 4 hours.
Yeah,
I work 20.
Yeah.
I work 20. I'm up 20 hours. I only sleep 4 hours.
I could never do what you're doing.
Okay.
And if you had asked me to swap, I wouldn't do it.
Listen to this. And this is my beautiful friend, Ohima. Ohima and I are going to do episodes together. Yeah. What did she say just now? She says, I hope you're well. It's literally amazing that you posted daily. It's a lot of work. We should call you Superwoman. What I'm trying to say, girls, is that, and this was the point I was trying to make, that if you sit down and demand, I want him to do A, B, C, D, that's not going to click.
No.
You have to also let them know what you are prepared to do. So that it's a dream where you're going to be couple goals.
Yeah.
Because if he's hustling and carrying the two of you, then you also should make sure that you are
your way.
not so much pay the way, that they are working for the end goal.
Yeah.
That if I am saying, for example, you're at home with the baby,
Yeah.
you're working, you're taking care of our
full-time
baby,
job.
it's a full-time job, as opposed to paying for nannies
Yeah.
and childcare because it's super, super expensive. I've said that before.
Yeah.
We relocated to London. Christina, was I not a sales clerk? Even before
Yes.
I was a manager at YSL.
Yep, in Boots.
In Boots.
Yeah.
That was where I was. I did the
Yeah.
9 o'clock shift. The 9 shift
late
at Boots.
shift.
I could have stood there and you would have said, oh, she's just a clerk. You would not know that that Fumi had the potential to be this
Yeah.
YouTuber, to be this, whatever. That takes somebody who is prepared to
That's your
invest
point.
in you.
Yeah.
But investing in you, knowing that something is going to come out of it for the entire family. That is
agree.
because the point that I'm trying to make here, you can ask all of these questions.
Yeah.
You can ask and you can get all kinds of answers. Do you know what, guys? That's not marriage. It's got nothing to do with marriage.
No.
You see, marriage is easy when you're laughing and talking and you're in a beautiful house and you're on vacation and you're all of that. That's not marriage.
No.
Marriage is the cancer. Marriage is the sickness.
Yeah.
Marriage is the deaths. Marriage is when somebody's sick and there's no money coming in. What happens?
Marriage is when one partner has lost their job.
Hello, sunshine.
Yeah.
Marriage is hard. Forget about the 50-50 money.
Yeah.
The marriage is not 50-50.
No.
The marriage is not, repeat after me, is not 50-50.
I don't know if it's ever 50-50.
It is never 50-50.
No.
Sometimes it's 80-20, 70-30. It's never 50-50.
But you're working together to a common goal to make 100.
Because, you see this thing called life, it will hit you on a Wednesday afternoon without you even having any warning.
Yeah.
And the two of you prepare to walk it together. You are trying to look for a man or a woman that will walk through this thing called life with you.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. The money, of course, we need money to pay our bills.
Yeah.
We need to provide. I am not denying that. Should he be a provider? 100%. But it's not that we sit and be entitled and do nothing and spend our money, because Ebony had a conversation with another lady which spawned off of Gabrielle Union saying that she paid 50-50 for her bills.
Right.
I struggle with that still, just because I think I just have more responsibilities, you know, for my money. So I get nervous, like, oh God, that movie didn't open, you know, well, what does that mean? Am I gonna have enough to hold everybody up? And everyone's like, it's coming, like, calm down. And I'm trying to find peace in the journey, not using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard. It's weird to say I'm head of household, because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work. You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat.
Monique, are you splitting the bills? I'm gonna make it personal. Are you gonna split the bills with a man who made more than $200 million during his NBA career, but you too are also a multimillionaire? What do you think?
Right. So even if I were a millionaire, I'm gonna just be straight up. I'm not giving a man his change. Okay. Under no circumstances am I giving a man money. If it's payday and they ask me to pass out the paychecks, somebody else is gonna have to give the men theirs, because under no circumstances am I giving a man money. And that's just where I stand on that.
Well, I think you know how I feel about it. And yet, you know, clearly, right? I think for me, a lot of us, I think this is generational, right? I think let's set some you know, foundational points. I think this is generation. I know I was raised with a single black mother that said exactly what you just said, Monique. You know, we don't supplement men in this house.
And the other lady said that his money was for us and her money is her money. They don't put anything into the home, the contribution. Correct me if I'm wrong, because that was how I took it. I came back again and I said, guys, it's about teamwork.
Yes.
There was a young girl here who said that I was trying to shame them because they wanted a man to provide for them. What I'm trying to say is that have these discussions with your men, because you see,
Money
where
is a thing that will
where he
bring profit.
provides for you, you're also providing and taking care of him.
Yes.
And the roles might match up and the roles will switch. You see, back in the back in the day, 60s, the women were at home. We did stay
Our
at home.
mothers did stay at home.
We
yes.
did stay at home while the husband provided. But if you have a good, solid, paying job, why would you not contribute to the home?
100%.
It is a dangerous, and I said it the other episode.
100%.
I said it's a dangerous position to be in. I don't think it's fair for men or women to be taken advantage of financially. I also don't want you to feel entitled that you sit at home and let him pay all of the bills and you use money for yourself. That is not a united family. That is a divided family. But if you come together, that if you're paying the rent, I can pay these bills up in here because you're a team. For you to sit and you do nothing, that's a dangerous position to be in. It's always money, 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 money. Nobody is looking to say we're a team. We'll ride together no matter what. To never do anything and have somebody to only have provided for you is a wasted life. Because like September 11th, mothers were expecting their child and they lost their husbands. On top of which, you do have some men that will talk down to you because they're holding the purse strings.
And you're not doing anything because you're at home with the kids.
Wait for the punchline. Wait for the punchline.
100% true.
Dwyane Wade comes out talking about, and I'll play it for you guys.
In our household is, first of all, let's say I have 20 to 50 responsibilities.
Right.
And my wife have 20 to 50 responsibilities. And when I say that, that means she has a mother, she has her sisters, she has her dad, she has a lot of things that she's responsible for.
Right.
You know what she does?
Right.
She pays 100% of that.
Right.
You know what I do? I pay 100% of my life. When our life come together, my wife is a working actress who spends time away from the family to go work,
do her job.
build. Right. We decided together, because I think I said one time we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, you will never say that to me again when it's something that we share. And so my wife was like, that when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again.
Wow.
She said, you can say that in the arena. And so in our life, our home, 50-50, we purchased it together.
Right.
Our daughter, anything that goes on with our daughter, 50-50, we share it together. Right. Now, it's some things I pick up versus some things she pick up, but she does something, I do something.
Right.
If we take a yacht trip, we could do it 50-50, or I can do it myself. But my wife is a working woman.
Right.
She's a boss and an independent woman in her own life.
Right.
She's like, I'm gonna put, you know what, that little 200 that you was gonna spend on this, I'm gonna throw something else on there and we're gonna go on a bigger trip. We're gonna ball out. Like, this is my wife.
Right.
Right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I like having a wife that's like, that's cool, you can do that. The house we live in, thank God, in Hidden Hills, nice house.
Right.
Whatever millions. We could have had a nice house on my 50% too.
Right.
It'd have been nice.
Right.
She was like, no, let me put something else on and let us live a little different.
Oh, yeah, they got a little bigger.
So we probably shared 3 things in our life that we 50-50 on.
Right.
Everything else, I'm 1,000%, and she's 1,000%.
Right.
And so we decided that certain pieces of our life we would share.
Talking about Gabrielle pays 50-50. Why? Why? Because one day he said, I think they were out in Miami, and he said, yes, it is my house.
He said, my house?
My house. And she said, you will never say that to me again. And so now she pays 50-50. It only solidifies what I said. It's a couple of things, and I'm going to be fair to my sisters.
I agree with
a couple
her,
of things. What?
I agree with her.
Okay. And what did I say, guys? I said it is dangerous for you to allow yourself to be in a position where a man completely provides for you. I can already hear them. Fumi, you're a hypocrite. Did you not say that Ula provided for me? Yes, he provided for me because I relocated to another country where I had to start all over again. And he also provided for me where I was really able to do what I want to do, and I'm good at it. And wait for this, I always worked, always hustled. I never stayed at home, painted my nails or whatever. No. Any kind of little coin that I had, it went to the family. I will say this. Dwyane Wayne was, well, you see, in support of my sisters, I see why they're angry.
Yeah.
Because there are guys out here that are not like Ula. Because another one said, Fumi, we want a girl, we want a guy like Ula. We don't want these guys out here in the streets. Because this is all that we got.
That's it.
And I stand and I support you 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah.
And that was why in the first episode, I said, I thought my husband would be black. I said it. I opened up because I said, I cannot be here up in these streets being single, trying to only marry a brother because that's what I want. But I'm not getting it.
You went with the brothers and it didn't work.
It did not.
So you opened up.
I opened up.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, Fumi, we're not trying to swirl.
You have
I said,
to. You
well,
have to.
no, you don't have to. I'm just giving you what I did.
What you did.
And I found a man that has never, ever said, never. We never, it was never that. And he showed me, apart from my father, what kindness was, what love was, and what generosity was. And because I had those years where he really just took care of me, the family, and in hindsight, he gave me something that I couldn't give myself, the career I wanted, because I always had to work part-time here and there. Do I contribute to the home? 110%. We don't even look at bills in this house. Whoever pays.
I'm actually the same with my husband.
Whoever pays. I know you'll be saying, for me, the mortgage. What about the mortgage? What about the big bills? I am telling you that our salaries are in the same bank account.
Yeah.
And we pay out the bills like that. That is what we do. So
communication
is key.
It's key.
It's
from
key.
the beginning of the relationship.
Because what happened was, Ula and I built, grew. If you see our first house, it was a studio. It was a studio. That was what we had. Then we went to a 1-bedroom.
Yes.
Then we went to a 2-bedroom.
Yes.
Then we went to 3, 4, 5-bedroom.
Yes.
Before we said, okay, let's just come and buy. But it was because we built. Because he said,
you built together.
Together. Because it doesn't matter how it's starting. Me and you, girl, we got it.
Like you said,
there's no way Ula would sit, do all of this. Oh, because you're the man, you're the provider, you're supposed to.
And
I
in
would
a
whatever.
different era now
on top of which I want you to know, many a time, and that's the same with Christina, Ula can go out and he will buy me oranges because he knows I like oranges. I will go out and I will buy him grapes. It was the small things, just not the big things.
And his little muesli.
There you go.
Yeah.
His little muesli, his little granola, his whole wheat bread.
Yeah.
Little things. We do that for each other. If you sit down here and you say, I'm not going to do A, B, and C, and he has to be a provider. The guys that do like you, the guys who can provide, are going to look at you sideways because they're like, you're not going to die. You want it laid out to be as is. I am only trying to say, including Ebony K. Williams, you're beautiful. You have achieved so much. You've got the money.
Yeah.
You don't have to go with a bus driver, street cleaner, whatever. Hypothetic, let's just throw that out there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that do date guys that are earning less than you. Do that, because when push comes to shove, when you get married, it's a circle. There's no end game. You are going to realize that the money that you have and the monies that he might earn or whatever, it's not what's going to keep you together. Because you've got celebrities, you've got millionaires who divorce all the time. With all of that money that they had, they're still divorced. Because the bottom dollar is, are you a team?
Yeah.
Are you prepared to work and give 50%, 70, 80, even 100 if it's turned on to you?
Yeah.
If you're sitting here and saying you ain't gonna do it, the guys too are gonna say, then we ain't trying to provide.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Having said that, there has to be something in the family structure. Because I think if they met somebody like Ula, they would prepare to pay a couple of bills in the house.
Very true.
I think that they've been cheated on, they've been ill-treated on. You can imagine Dwyane Wayne talking about
My
my
house.
house. And I will say
And how
this,
long have they been married for?
for a hot minute, he also had a baby on her when they broke up for a little
For a
minute.
little
He
while, I
had
remember
somebody
that.
else or whatever. These are the red flags that I do agree.
Yes.
I agree in this case. For Dwyane to even say it, it should not even go to that point.
No.
And
No.
for him to say that, Gabby, that kind of be maybe is a flag.
Yeah.
Why? Because the girl said it in the comments that for me she looks stressed
money
out.
will break a relationship if
And-
you're not a team.
And that is where I'm trying to get to. That's why I said maybe I'm saying it wrong. But you take the floor because I've talked a little too much. Go ahead. I'm going to be eating my salad.
So-
I should be bringing food onto this
Exactly
plate.
what you just said, sis.
I'm eating salad, guys.
So
Christina, go ahead.
I hear you.
Uh-huh.
Everything you've said to an extent.
Okay.
Back to Wade. For him saying my house,
Mm-hmm.
how is that supposed to make Gabrielle feel?
Yeah.
I'm in the same position as you.
Yeah.
I've never ever heard my husband. I've never said my. We don't have my. I remember saying before my mum passed away, she said people who always say my are selfish. Because when you're together, you're a team. There's
Yeah.
no such thing as my house, my room, my this. You work together as a team. Whether he's earning $1 million and you're earning thousands, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. As you said, what matters is you're working to an end goal. Very important. Could it be upbringing as well? What their parents did or not? Could it be what they accepted, as you said, in their previous relationships? Communication is vital.
You see, communication is extremely important because and you should have some kind of therapy even before you get into some kind of marriage.
Thank you.
You should not bring your past relationships into the present one because the
No.
present one will suffer.
I
I'm saying
agree.
that out of experience.
Yes.
Because I had very disastrous past relationships. Ola and I talked. That was why I said, don't sleep with him right away. Because you don't know if this is your life partner.
Yes.
Talk to him. If he can't talk to you, go out for a drink, you understand me, and you guys chat, then there's no point. You're investing in the wrong dude. You have to test him.
Yeah.
Some of the girls think also, I did another episode where where they feel that guys are cheap. That when you go out with a guy, he has to buy dinner for you and stuff like this. I said, no, I eat before I go out.
Yeah.
You understand me? So that I can just pick or whatever. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to spend your money.
No.
That's once we are kind of serious,
Then
take me out for dinner.
Yeah.
But he don't know me like I don't know him.
No.
So why do I want to sit down and eat his food?
You see, times have changed.
But I also understand from the girls because the girls were like, I spend my money to look cute. I bought this dress. I made my hair. I did my makeup to come and meet him.
So he pays for the dinner then.
What she doesn't understand is that from your house to that dinner, you bypass 10 men that have the potential. And because you dressed, you have made that one date into about 10 dates.
Yeah.
Always dress up. It's not about that guy.
No.
It's about your opportunities. Do you know I see Fumination every single day? Every single day.
Yeah.
I dress up.
Wherever you go.
Wherever I go. Don't have that mentality. Because they're like, Fumi, you're not for us. And I'm like, I am for you. I'm trying to tell you that everything you did,
You've done it.
we've been done it.
Yeah,
But
experience.
I guess somewhere along the line, I will have to let you guys go ahead and experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
You will have to make a couple mistakes before you realize that, you know what, Auntie Fumi was right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give you the cheat sheet so that you don't waste your time on stuff that you think is important and it is not. Should a man provide, should a man have a job, not a lazy layabout or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you've gone to university, you've done all of this. Absolutely. But the situation here, and I'm telling you here and now, I was 39 and I said, Fumi, your fertility eggs are blowing up into the sky like bombs. You younger girls have a stronger advantage than Ebony K. Williams, who is
Very
40.
much, yeah.
Because because
She has no children.
No, her journey to have children will really depend on what she wants to do, because of course you can adopt, of course you can foster, of course you can surrogate, of course you can do all of these things, but it's going to be more of a challenge. Because as you get older, our eggs get even older.
Especially in your 40s.
Do you know that when you are born, your eggs are 9 months old? Because
I didn't know that.
110%. Well, I'm the fertility queen, so I know. The second that you start to have embryos and you look into them, it's the eggs that are formed first. That is how you can tell whether you want to have a female child or a male child. Like Chrissy Teigen.
Yes.
She picked the embryos. By the time you're in your 20s, as they say, prime, but things have changed. You relocate to another country. You have opportunities that our mothers, grandmothers didn't have. You're going to school, education, all of that. You want to achieve, you want to conquer, you want to be top. Absolutely. And sometimes you just don't find the guy.
So this is why you say freeze your egg.
Because it buys you time while you go ahead and you take care of business. And because we are women, that's just the nature for us. It's unfair, it really is, because men can have children into their 80s.
Dinero,
there you go.
One.
It's 79 or something like that, or 80 or whatever. But it's not like that for women. And it gets harder. And it's not being taught in schools. Before you leave university, I would make this course a requirement that you know how to take care. And the thing is that freezing your eggs is not a guarantee, but it gives you leverage. It gives you leverage opportunities. So what I am saying, and you know what? It is what it is. Guys will see Ebony K. Williams at 40. That's just guys for you. Marry a 20-year-old. A guy over 40. Ebony K. Williams. A 40-year-old millionaire will marry a 25-year-old girl that's not a millionaire.
No.
And if you tell me that I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. Because you know how our men are. You have to always take care for yourself. You have to always. The years that Ula provided for me did not one went to waste. I made it a point to work. And I love what I do. And I want that for you. What I'm saying is that for you not to provide anything across the board, somebody gonna get tired. And that was where maybe Dwyane said, my house. That as she was making money, Gabrielle was making money, even though it was 4 times, do come up and say, I'll pay the light bill. I'll pay the gas bill. I'll pay the food. When it comes to Adrian, there's nothing like he pays, you pay.
No.
We for age, of course, all the time. Together. Marriage, if you want a long, happy marriage, because I was telling them in the last episode that my married years are the happiest years of my entire life, of my entire being, of everything that I've done and I've achieved, and I've gone to this country, that country, da 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 da. When I met Ula was when I began to live. It was later in my life. But it's the best decision I ever made.
Men are different, because the same thing, I can say the same exact thing. Back to Gabrielle, I didn't tell you this years ago when I was in my teenage and dating. I had a guy who I was dating, and he said he wanted to marry me and all this, and he bought me an engagement ring. When I no longer wanted that relationship, guess what? He said, can I have my ring back? And that was the point. As Gabrielle, I said to myself, whoever I meet, same position, I will forever work till this day. Because it haunted me. It traumatized me. He asked for the ring back.
So basically, if you had married him and you wanted a divorce, he would make sure that you were left with nothing.
Yes. For someone who was so loving and was like, I can't live, he turned. Immediately, I called it off. He asked for his ring.
Why did you turn it off?
I saw selfishness in the relationship. Again, it was all about me. And there was a couple of red flags.
Like?
How this is what I want and not what we want.
Yes.
This is what I want. I want 2 children. But you never asked me how many children I wanted. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. But what about me? It's about us. My dad and my mum, prime example. We did everything together. Everything. My dad didn't even know his bank account number. He didn't. My mum took care of all that. He didn't have a problem with it. The same thing with Zach. He said, whatever you want to do with the money,
Yes,
as long as
I
the
love
bills
Zach.
are paid.
I love
You
Zach.
know, Zach is the same, 100%. Whatever I do for the kids, as long as you're happy, I'll go out and make the money. I know you work like a dog yourself.
Yes.
So I'm not questioning you. Whatever you want to do, I know it's good for the family.
You know what, guys? If you want the guy to be the provider, and you are not, and you are working, let me put it that way, because if you're not working and you're at home taking care of the kids, you're working.
You're still working.
I want that to be very, very clear.
Do you
If
know that's
think,
harder?
Of course, yes.
Than the everyday
What?
9 to 5?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Of course, yes. You are still working, and that's what I love about Norway, because Norway gives you a salary. Norway gives stay-at-home moms salaries. It's a job. How about that? Wow. It's a job. Okay. But I'm talking about the ladies who working but want to keep their money and want him to provide, because their thing was that Dwyane made 4 times what Gabrielle made. It is true.
Yeah.
But do you know, I tell you, and you know, when I had my collabs with JUVIAS and this thing, and I had some change,
Yes.
I took care of a couple of things up in this place. And I said, no, you know what? Let me do this, let me do that.
Yes.
For you to say that you will never ever contribute to the home, that he should always provide throughout your married years,
Yes.
he's going to have some kind of resentment. Not because he couldn't, but because you never offered.
No.
And that is where they feel as if you don't love, you don't care. You know, the guys also have to know that you are ride or die.
Yeah.
That you are by their side. That you are always working and hustling. That you are that you are contributing to the family.
Yeah.
You are contributing to the home. I am not saying that you have to go 50-50. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that.
But contribute.
But contribute.
Yeah.
And I want to emphasize what Gabrielle said and also what Dwyane Wade said, where she said 50-50. The marriage is not 50-50.
Never.
Because he has more kids than she does.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It is not going to be the money. If you can provide for yourself, add to the marriage, add to the union. Because I think, humbly, there's so much emphasis on the wedding, on the wedding party, on the this, on the that, on the bridal gown, and so on and so forth. You're not even looking at them. Because you see, the weddings has got nothing to do with the marriage.
No. Because why is the case
That's where it
is
has to sustain.
you get married,
Please.
and then a year later, they're heading for a divorce. What was that about?
There are a whole bunch of influencers.
Oh, yes.
Married and divorced. Married and struggling.
Yeah.
Married and living apart. Fumi, don't talk with food in your mouth.
Yeah, marriage is a job. You have to work at it.
And wait until the children come. And wait.
Test of time.
And then all of a sudden, him providing, you want him to help around the house because you're at home, you're standing, you're tired, you haven't slept, you haven't this.
Yes.
Guys, I will say it and I stand by it. I stand by it. If you're able to, if you're working, you're earning money, then you should contribute to the home.
Yeah.
You should contribute. You keep on saying provider. It's not only money.
No.
Decision making, coming up with plans for and how you're going to navigate challenges in your marriage. All right. Promise you, it's not a joke. What Dwyane Wade said, I'm not a fan.
No.
And it explains why Gabrielle said, I'm going to pay 50%.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying also, and you know, like I said, that's her. I would have walked.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
If Ula has said it, I'd have walked. If Ula said, this is my house.
Or he can say, get out of my house.
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
My house means get out of my house.
Yes.
You are a visitor in this house. You have nothing on this house. You're not on the lease. You're not. That is a very pregnant, fully
Dangerous.
loaded statement.
Yeah.
It's a fully loaded, and it's got nothing to do with you loving me.
No. Is this why so many times I see when you're with someone, for example, the man meets you and you have your house, and you're about to talk about getting married, he says, can we move to a new house?
Yes.
Vice versa.
Yes. Yes.
Because he doesn't want it to be, or she doesn't want it to be,
100%.
well, it's your house.
100%.
Well, it's your house.
100. And you know what it is? I tell you this, and I loved it because Ula said the same thing. It's not so much that I don't want you to come to my home. You understand? I made this for me. Yeah. I want our memories to start together. I want us to start together.
I like
On
that.
top of which, he had a bachelor house.
Yeah.
Because right away, we assumed that we would have children right away.
Yeah.
Because I was 40, he was 45.
Yeah.
So we wanted to have a home, a family home.
To raise
He
children.
had a single house. My flat that had a carry was just for me.
For you.
So we moved out because for the first time, each of us, from when we left our homes, our family homes, we were now having a home together. Because Ula had never married before. He never had children before.
No.
And in all those years, he never ever, it's not even him, and Christina knows him, to say, this is mine. No, not at all.
No.
And I say this because the journey that we went through to get Adrian was not a joke. No. It was not a joke.
Ula goes away and comes back with nothing for him, you and Adrian. That I know, I've seen it. I've seen it many of times. Yeah.
That's what
Not
I'm saying.
himself.
Not himself. Not himself. It's not about him. It's not about me. Every time it's about Adrian and Ula and Christina. And that's what I'm just trying to tell you, that once you get the monies out of the way, or you understand the monies, the real work starts. And the money is an easy conversation to have. And it's a red flag also. It's good. Yeah. It's really good for you to have it. Because it tells you what the guy is about. But it cannot be one-sided.
So can I ask you a question back to you and Ula? When you started your relationship and you had to relocate, was you worried? Did it bother you that I'm moving to a new country? This is the amount of money I have. What if?
Okay. You know what? You're asking me a question.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer it.
Yeah.
Ula and I had all kinds of conversations.
Right.
Yeah. And I asked him, how much money do you make?
You asked that.
100%. I asked him. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I said, how much do you make? I said, because you know that if I relocate, I have to look for a job.
Yeah.
And our situation is such that I might not necessarily get a job right away because we want to have children right away.
Yes.
Because I'm 40.
Yes.
If I was 30, I wouldn't necessarily be concerned about his money because
Right.
I can easily pick up and work.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I say if I'm 30, if we were living together in the
Together.
States, but I was relocating and I wanted to have children right away because I
Yeah.
was 40. So I knew I wouldn't be working right away.
Right.
So would he be able to provide for Adrian, really? Because I had decided that I would open a nursery.
Okay.
So I would be able to take care of Adrian and have a nursery to take care of other children. So I actually took exams and training before I left.
Before you left.
Before I left, because I would say I would open a nursery. That would be the first easy job to do,
Yes.
because childcare is extremely important.
Very.
That was what I was under the impression that I could do.
Right.
Yes, but I wanted to make sure that still, whatever income, his income, we
Stable
could
enough
together,
to look
and we
after
would
all
be
of
good.
you. Yeah.
Yes. When I got to Norway, you cannot do anything until you learn the language. It's beautiful because they pay you to go to school.
Right.
So I learned to speak norsk, lese og skrive, or snakke norsk. I did all of that. Yes, I did. And on top of which, they pay you. They paid me to go to school. Even with that money, I would buy groceries. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I get
because I
you.
just felt that it's the two of us.
Yeah.
Even with my little income, you understand me? We can do that.
Yeah.
What I liked about Ula was, Ula said, Fumi, what do you want to do? And I said, I love my acting. I would love to have this brand. This was before social media, before anything. Before, but I always had those dreams. And he said, okay, we'll see, you know. And so when we relocated to England, I was bored because I didn't just want to stay at home doing nothing.
Right.
Hence I said, let me keep up with the beauty, go and work where I worked at Boots. And I guess I got the manager job at YSL Saint Laurent, and I kept on
So
going on and on,
working.
carried on working. No matter what, I carried on working. And because I was continuing with the treatment in order to get Adrian, I saw how Ula was so supportive because I was so determined to keep going.
And he saw that in you as well.
So for him, it was like, we're doing the two.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're doing the two.
So maybe Ebony saw potential in that question, would you marry a bus driver? Well, bus driver, but with what potential?
And she's absolutely right.
I get your point.
She's absolutely right because she's achieved so much. It's not possible. What I was saying was that don't cancel bus driver out.
Yeah.
Because I was model actress working at Boots as a sales clerk.
Many people do that. Actresses, and they're waiting at
part-time jobs, on the side job, on the side gig.
Yeah.
The brother is taking a side
What
gig.
happened in COVID?
What
All
happened?
the actors
There
and
you go.
actresses.
On top of which, who is to say what kind of family he comes from? He's not able to do what he wants to do or be where he wants to be. So he's doing this. I can easily marry a bus driver, knowing that, you know what's a side hustle, trying to get this and
That's
whatever.
it.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Especially when Ebony hasn't found love.
No.
In her neck of the
40.
woods. In her neck of the woods
Maybe
too.
she's tried all the rich men, millionaires, and
It hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So open up. The girl said no for me. That, you know what? Nah. I hear
disagree
you.
with that.
I hear you.
I actually
African bus driver. I understand that too. But I see African bus drivers hustling because they didn't come where they got the opportunities.
True.
You understand me? They didn't get all of those.
Bus drivers, but building their houses back home.
Building their houses
building
back
their
home.
mansions,
Doing these things back home.
Yeah.
Doing this or whatever. A fleet of buses.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Actually, back to the subject, my neighbour's husband is a bus driver.
Okay.
Guess what?
What?
He's Ghanaian. He has 4 houses back home. And he's building a business.
And on top of which,
I'm just saying.
On top of which, forget Ebony, who is a millionaire. Ladies, not all of you are going to marry a millionaire.
No.
Ladies, not all of you are going to marry a guy that can provide for you all the way.
No.
Ladies, we're working, we're earning money.
Yeah.
What is so wrong in the two of you coming together and having goals and plans and setting that
that's
out
the
for
point.
you together?
Yeah.
What is it that you want to have an all-round, ready-made husband who is gorgeous, good-looking, handsome, got all the money? He's looking for the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you ain't it, then you've got a problem.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm not understanding.
Point for discussion, I agree.
So it's going to go on and on. So I'm going to bring Fumi Nation on so that you guys can tell me, Auntie, you're wrong again. All of my love, my darlings. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button. And I will see you guys, what? I'll see you guys sooner than later. All of my love. Mwah.